Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Jets QB Justin Fields breaks silence on Steelers benching him. Former Pittsburgh Steelers QB Justin Fields reacting ahead of an NFL game. Ahead of the Week 7 game against the New York Jets in 2024, the Pittsburgh Steelers benched quarterback Justin Fields. He has remained silent on the subject matter until now. On Wednesday, April 9, Fields addressed the Jets media and was asked to reflect on getting benched and how things played out. "I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason. So I was put in a place where I have never been my entire life. I tried to have a different perspective on it," Fields explained. "It was, of course, different for me in a space where I wasn't necessarily comfortable, but at the end of the day, like I said, Coach Mike Tomlin made a decision where he thought was best for the team. Like I said, I am never gonna go against that, of course. I'm not a selfish guy whatsoever. So I just tried to change my perspective, get better each and every day in practice." Later during Fields' media availability, he was asked if the Steelers benching him last season played any role in his free agency decision this spring. "Not really. I kind of have the mindset you can't take things personal. That is one thing I've learned over the years, not to take anything personally. At the end of the day, I was just excited for what the Jets had going on here with AG, Aaron Glenn, and the coaching staff. It didn't really have anything to do with Pittsburgh but just the opportunity one had here to make an impact," Fields said. NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport said on March 10 that the Steelers benching Fields weighed on him as he made his decision in free agency. Fields will have his chance at revenge. The Jets are set to host the Steelers during the 2025 season. The NFL plans on releasing the new schedule the second week of May. Fields didn't shy away from talking about the chip that is on his shoulder. The former number 11 overall pick in the first round has yet to find his footing at the NFL level. There have been plenty of flashes that show he has the stuff, but there has been a lack of consistency. Fields talked about how everyone's path is different in the NFL, and he's hoping to find the same success that former first-rounders Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield have had in their second, third, and fourth acts. The Jets are going to use Fields' legs. That will be a weapon for this offense. However, the theme from the coaching staff is letting Fields play the quarterback position in New York. "I did what I was asked to do. I've never had a problem with that. I've always been a team player. I'm not going to get too much in depth into what happened in Chicago or Pittsburgh, but I'm grateful for all the experiences I had," Fields told the media via Zach Rosenblatt of The Athletic. Justin Fields on Aaron Glenn's comments about finally letting him play quarterback, which Glenn maybe felt he hadn't been asked to do previously in the NFL. "I did what I was asked to do. I've never had a problem with that. I've always been a team player. I'm not going to get." Breaking: NFL star pass rusher could request trade amid stalled contract talks. Due to a social media post, NFL star pass rusher and future Hall of Famer T.J. Watt may request a trade this offseason. According to reports, it doesn't look good for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are looking to keep Watt, but he may request a trade if he doesn't get the contract that he desires. In an Instagram story post, the pass rusher posted himself in a Steelers jersey with a peace sign, which could lead many to speculate that he's willing to leave elsewhere if it means for a better deal. Watt is entering the final year of his contract extension back in 2021, so it's no wonder he's the latest defensive piece to tease his potential departure, as Trey Hendrickson from the Bengals was another pass rusher who could leave as well. It's already been a rough offseason for the Steelers, as they've yet to find their next signal caller. Veteran Aaron Rodgers has been teasing that he could sign with Pittsburgh, but he's leaning towards the Minnesota Vikings. Even if they sign Rodgers, the fans would probably erupt if that happens, and trade Watt in one offseason. However, Steelers general manager Omar Khan is holding his breath that Watt retires with them. Despite that, it doesn't look like that will be the case. After posting over 30 sacks in the past 2 seasons, the pass rusher should receive a lot of trade interest from these 5 teams in the following weeks. After rebuilding its offense for quarterback Bryce Young, the team is finally making moves to improve the defense. Tershawn Wharton provides a lot of upside for Derek Brown's return, but trading for what could ferociously change the landscape in Carolina. The Panthers need a capable edge rusher, as Jadeveon Clowney is the only reliability. TJ Watt is a significant upgrade over Josie Jewell and Christian Rozeboom. New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, the Saints have found a way to keep most of their talent, like Chase Young, but they lost a critical piece in Willie Gay. While they still have Demario Davis, his days could be numbered as he's on the verge of retirement. If general manager Mickey Loomis can figure out more ways to pinch pennies, they should trade for what is a massive upgrade over Carl Granderson. Kansas City Chiefs. The same can be said about the Kansas City Chiefs, but the Steelers won't trade him here. However, anything is possible since, sooner or later, the Steelers will begin to rebuild under a new quarterback in the next few years. If this trade happens, it would be for draft picks. What landing with the Chiefs would be a nightmare for opposing offenses teaming up with Chris Jones in the trenches. Los Angeles Chargers. Speaking of that, Jim Harbaugh loves playing a physical defense in those trenches and would welcome conversations about a what trade. After releasing Joey Bosa, the team has yet to find a replacement that will match Khalil Mack's energy. The Chargers have enough cap space to facilitate this trade, and it would be an enormous help for Harbaugh, who wants to win football games with a defense wins championships mindset. Dallas Cowboys. For the Cowboys, it doesn't look like a Micah Parsons contract extension will be coming anytime soon, as he won't get a deal done without his agent. Perhaps the Cowboys may trade swap with the Steelers, and it might create a shockwave across the league. Anything is possible as the storyline will continue to develop. Insider reveals reason for Aaron Rodgers' waiting game with Pittsburgh Steelers. Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers have continued to be in a waiting game over the last month. However, why has the issue not been resolved after so long? More than that, when will Rodgers decide? Pro Football Talk's Mike Florio has a theory for what Rodgers is doing. Florio says Rodgers is waiting until after the NFL draft to see if the Steelers draft a first-round quarterback. I think that's the bigger issue, Florio said on 93.7 The Fan. And it goes more like this: what if we determine halfway through the season that this just isn't a year for the Steelers to do anything significant? Okay, let's find out what the young guy has. So I think you introduce a potential awkwardness. I don't think he wants to go into a situation where there's going to be a chance. Rodgers has been rumored to announce his signing on the Pat McAfee show, but McAfee denied the rumor on Footballin' with Ben Roethlisberger. Aaron Rodgers is not on the docket, McAfee said. So I would like everyone to know that. Rodgers appears on McAfee's show every Tuesday during the NFL season, and is friends with McAfee's co-host, A.J. Hawk. Hawk and McAfee played with each other on the Green Bay Packers. It would make sense if Rodgers is waiting on the Steelers' draft plans. The Atlanta Falcons drafted Michael Penix and ended up benching Kirk Cousins, and Rodgers could consider that situation something he wants to avoid. And you, fan? What do you think about Aaron Rodgers' situation? Write to us in the comments.